Vào cuối tuần này có một cuốn phim độc lập khác sẽ được trình chiếu tại vùng Bắc Mỹ với tựa đề là In Stereo. Cuốn phim rất là cảm động và rất là hay thưa quý vị. Cuốn phim In Stereo là một cuốn phim mới nhất của nhà làm phim Mel Rodriguez III mà phóng viên Carolyn đã có mặt ở trên thành phố LA vào đầu tuần ngồi xuống phỏng vấn ông. In Stereo nói về hai nhân vật David do Mika Hampton thủ vai và Brenda do Bo Garrett đóng. Cả hai nhân vật này rất hợp với nhau một cách hoàn hảo và ai cũng biết điều này, ngoại trừ David và Brenda. Sau khi chia tay thì cuộc sống của họ thê thảm. David ăn chơi trác táng trong vai trò là một nghệ sĩ, rồi còn hẹn hò với một phụ nữ chưa chín chắn, từng ngủ với bạn thân của anh. Brenda thì không có thành công trong nghề diễn xuất của mình, rồi bị chủ đất đuổi khỏi nhà, trong khi bạn trai của cô chẳng giúp gì được cả. Sau đây, cho chúng tôi xin được gửi đến quý vị cuộc phỏng vấn của phóng viên Carolyn với đạo diễn Rodriguez III.
Hello everyone, I am Carolyn and today I have Mel Rodriguez, writer and director of In Stereo. This film was engaging, beautifully shot, the acting was amazing, and the music. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this film. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, all those things. Thank you for saying so. Yeah, I guess I think the most common thing that people are saying about it is the way it's shot, like you said, and the acting. The two leads, everyone is saying that they really have great chemistry, and that's kind of a magic thing that happened. I mean, I cast what I thought are the best actors for the role, but there's something else going on with those two. They really feel like they've known each other forever, and they really had just met on the film. So that's something special that you can't really plan for.
Micah Hopman and Bo Garrett. I mean, he just plays David just to the T, and Bo, obviously she's gorgeous, but impeccably talented.
Right.
How was that casting process? I mean, how did you come about with these really talented cast of characters?
Well, thankfully they like the material. It always starts with material with those guys. I mean, actors of that level are always making sure that they're picking quality projects. So I'm happy, first of all, that they liked my script. But the casting process itself is a tricky one. I mean, at this level, you hope you just get the good people for the roles. It's such a small independent film. But we got Bo because, you know, you make a list. The director makes a list of who they want to work with, and, you know, I'm looking at people who are up and coming versus like established movie stars. I can't quite waste the time trying to get an established movie star to come do a small movie from a first-time director. So we went off to get Bo, her reps to see if she would read it, and she did. She's looking to do something where she's really featured, and she liked this material, and she asked to meet up, and we met. A couple days later, we had a great conversation. She had a lot of her own great stories about relationships to feed on, and it was in a good place to do something like this. And, you know, it's all it took. I didn't need to audition her. I knew she could do it. I'd seen a lot of her TV work and some other film roles, and she just hadn't quite been utilized the way I thought she should be. And that started it, and then we got to New York, because we were going to shoot in LA first, and we moved to New York.
Okay.
New York casting was a whole different animal. We had a lot of people come in and sort of read for the role. People didn't quite get the David note, the notes that required to get the right performance, because it could be a very different performance, I think. But I saw a short film Micah Hauptman did a short film called The Mushroom Sessions, where it really told me everything I needed to know. He was nailing the comedy, he was nailing the angst, the drama, and I just knew he could do it. We met up, we had a great conversation, and I offered it to him after that.
You know, the tagline for your movie is a story about love and the people who fall for it.
Right.
And one of your quotes is, the things that you discover about people and their secrets are often more complex than their demeanor. How did you come about with this script?
Well, you know, there's always a lot more going on with people than meets the eye, right? I mean, you know, people say, you know, anybody's interesting when you hear their story. And so beyond just a simple tale of falling in love at the end or finding somebody who you can be with, those movies end in a way that's so false, and you know that 2 years later they're going to argue and they're going to break up or something. You know, I always felt like I wanted to do a movie that was beyond just finding a mate. It's more about the problems that you face in your 30s when you're really trying to figure it out. You're trying to, you know, have good quality relationships, good quality work. You're trying to kind of figure out family situation, what you're going to do with the rest of your life. It's the foundation for the rest of it. And I think there's a lot of angst that goes along with that time because you're still trying to hold on to your 20s too. You're like, you just left the 20s, you want to still party.
Going kicking and screaming.
That's exactly what I said, yeah. People are just being pulled. That's a great movie, by the way, Noah Baumbach's Kicking and Screaming. It's about growing up and getting older. So these things occur in every decade of your life. People, look at Woody Allen's movies. People are having these problems in their 50s and 60s. This stuff is universal. And so I was in my 30s I'm in my 30s when I wrote it, and I figured I wanted to make a movie like that, considering people like Mike Nichols, Woody Allen, these filmmakers know how to handle this material so beautifully. And this is just my attempt at doing a movie like that, because you can also make movies like this on a smaller scale, smaller budget. You know, you don't need explosions and car chases. These are just people in rooms talking. To that end, you also want to shoot it in a way that's engaging, and the music, we try to really kind of have a great relationship with some of these artists that allow for that music.
Let's talk about the music. The music was excellent. How did you come about with the soundtrack?
Well, I have a relationship with Daptone Records, who has Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, Charles Bradley, the Budos Band, you know, a bunch of great, great artists. And I did a music video for Minahan Street Band, who is basically the Dap Kings without Sharon Jones, with a few different players in there. We met over a music video that I directed, and they became really friendly with me. Homer Steinweiss, the drummer for the Dap Kings, and I just talked to him. I said, look, I'm making a movie. It's a New York vibe. I love the sound. I want this sound for the film. Can we talk? And he said, sure, like, just let me know what songs you want to put in. And I just wanted to make as much of a statement with the music as possible, because a lot of my favorite filmmakers from the 70s use great music, and that's kind of what I feel like I was born in the wrong era in a way.
Excellent job. I cannot wait to see what you come up with next.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là cuộc phỏng vấn của phóng viên Carolyn với nhà đạo diễn Mel Rodriguez III về cuốn phim mới nhất của ông, thưa quý vị. Đó là In Stereo. Xin quý vị khán thính giả vẫn tiếp tục giữ màn hình SBTN. Chúng tôi sẽ trở lại trong giây lát.